This shit really is the bomb.com, .org, .edu, .uk, .gov, .get in my mouth. Welcome back, everyone. Today on the Shmee Show, we are making another recipe out of my cooking arsenal. Just like how earlier in the season, I showed you guys how to make my iconic legendary Sam sauce. Today, we'll be making a variation of that. But instead of it being a roasted red pepper based sauce, it's turmeric based. It's potent in the best way. It's colorful and flavorful in the best way. Let's get going. But you guys know that I do not enjoy cooking alone. So welcome to the show. No one, because all my friends are on vacation, so I'm doing this solo today. Let's get started. So we have an array of ingredients. This recipe has a lot more ingredients than the normal Sam sauce. So we have water, we have some almond butter, a whole lemon and lemon juice, ginger puree, maple syrup, turmeric, and salt and pepper. So the first step what you want to do is take the base of your blender and you're going to want to pour in a half cup of water. No more, no less. If you do more, it's going to come out too watery. If you do less, it's going to be thick. All right. That's what you want it to look like. It is perfect. It is iconic. All right, we're going to move on. The recipe in the list calls for almond butter next, but you actually want to do this last because in that way, the almond butter will sit on top of everything and has a less chance of sticking to the sides of the container and making it very difficult to continue cooking. Next, you want to take your lemon juice. Obviously, you can squeeze lemon if you want, but I hate doing that. So you're going to take your lemon juice that you buy already juiced and 3 tablespoons of your lemon juice. So the lemon juice really brings some good flavor into the sauce because a lot of these components you would think at the top of your head, they do not go well together. You'd be surprised. And you don't want to do, again, don't do any more than 3 tablespoons. When I'm saying that this recipe is very temperamental, it's kind of like baking. If you go over, it's going to throw everything off. So you want to stick to how it is. Next, you guys, you're going to want to take the full lemon. Don't do anything crazy with it because we're just going to use it to zest, and you want to zest half of it. I luckily found this like really interesting oval lemon, so it's going to make it very easy to zest. So all you got to do is take your zester and zest half of it. So story time. For starters, Trader Joe's has discontinued this recipe, and I was very upset because I would buy it in bulk because again, I put it on everything. But there is a recipe that has garlic in it, and for a long, long time, I struggled with IBS. And with that, I was following the low FODMAP diet, and I also took a lot of blood tests and saw like what things were triggering my IBS, and garlic was the #1 thing that was triggering my IBS. And plot twist, a lot of things have garlic in them. Most recipes have garlic, and a lot of sauces and dressings have garlic. So I had to learn how to make this on my own, minus the garlic and other random spices that were thrown in there that I just fucking hated. So that looks like we're done with zesting this lemon. I love lemon, so I like to go a little overboard. I didn't catch anything, so I'm just gonna use my hand and like not cut my hand open and scoop this out. All right, cool. Okay, so now that I made a big fucking mess with this lemon, we're just gonna put her over there. Okay, moving on. Next is the ginger puree. This is a very important step. Also, I don't have time to take an actual ginger root to peel it and then puree it. So you just go and buy the ginger puree from the store. Like, make this easy for you guys because again, very temperamental. So you want to have the exact measurements you can possibly get. And we're going to be only doing a tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of the ginger puree. I fucking love ginger. It is one of my favorite flavors. I take a ginger shot literally every single day. 1, it helps with my health, and 2, I just like that feeling of things like burning down your throat because I envision it burning all the bad bacteria in my mouth. Oh, so yeah. So we're gonna take a good scoop of that, throw that in. Oh, I love ginger. Throw that sucker in, and then next is the maple syrup. Seems random. I know, but the reason why we do the maple syrup is it cuts a little bit of the acidity in the sauce and also the bitterness of the ginger. So we're gonna be doing 2 teaspoons of the maple syrup. It's not a lot, but it's just enough. Take a little teaspoon. It's actually really funny. Side note, the 1/4 teaspoon that I own is all burnt on the bottom because I used to use it to make edibles with back in the day. The more you know about me. So yeah, we're gonna take 1 and 2. Perfect. And just because I love it. I love maple syrup. All right. Next, turmeric. We're gonna do it. And you'll be surprised of how little we actually put in this dish. Pop the top off. No cap. Get it? No cap. All right. So we're gonna be doing 1 little teaspoon. That's it. And guys, like that's all you need. You don't need a lot of this. Because again, it's potent and it's very powerful. So we're gonna throw that sucker in. And then, before we add in the salt and pepper, just because it doesn't really matter at this point, you're gonna wanna do a 1/2 cup of the almond butter. This is what thickens it up and brings in a lot of flavor. So a little trick my mom taught me growing up is when you're using things like butters, like nut butters and things like honey in a recipe, obviously it'll tend to get stuck inside of your measuring scoop. What you wanna do is take a little bit of non-stick spray, spray the inside of that, and then you're just gonna go ahead and dump your almond butter in there. It should come out pretty easily, like because I buy the raw smooth ones, so that way all the oils come in, and you're just going to do a 1/2 cup. The original recipe actually only asks for a 1/4 cup, and it was never enough. It always came out super thin. So now when I use more in the recipe, the consistency comes out the way I want it to be. Because again, guys, this fucking recipe is so temperamental, and I will not be surprised if when I do this right now, it comes out wrong. Because there's only been a few times in my life making this recipe from scratch where it's been the exact way I want it to be. I'll obviously just suck it up and eat it, but there's been only a few times where I'm like, this slaps. Okay, so you're gonna wanna throw that in there. And look how easily all that shit just came out. And there's like barely anything inside of the cup now. Yeah, and that's it. And just for safety measures, this you can do more than if you want to. And I always like to add just a little more. Okay, so now there is basically it. And then the salt and pepper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like it a little salty. And your pepper, guys, you're just gonna do a little bit of a few dashes and that's it. All right, so now we're gonna blend this sucker up. Throw your cap on. And a little TV show magic. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this. I could literally eat this every day for the rest of my life. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching me make my Sam Sauce 2.0 turmeric dressing. If you want to make this recipe at home, all the ingredients will be listed below and at shmeeshow.com. All right, next up on the show, Kelly Fitzpatrick is here to help me close out the show, and I have an insane story about my travels on vacation and how I missed my flight because they thought I was going to crash the plane. Not even joking. All right, guys. I love you all, and I will see you in a little bit. Enjoy the break. Bye!